Hello and welcome to I Am Geek. This is episode 313. I'm Ryan, joined by my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin, and we're back from an extended break.
Very extended.
I know everybody's been missing us, been wondering where we're at.
We've actually had an uptick in listens. I was looking right before the show. I was like, wow, people are looking for us. So we need to
we're
pumping it out again. Where are
cool dudes?
I thought you said we need to go away for longer, so
people they've just been re-listening. They're like, let's relive the memories. Let's just get all we can get of iamGEEK.
That's nice.
I've been advertising wherever I go.
Wow.
So.
Just yelling out the window of your car as you're driving.
No, I was at a a shop that like sells like Funkos and anime stuff, and I was like, hey, I was like, I got a podcast, and they wrote it down. I'll say that. I'll shout out the store.
Ooh, I'll shout.
Culture Shock.
Culture Shock.
Culture Shock.
For all your Funko Pops and
collectibles, video games, Funko Pops, consoles, Pokemon toys, and more. We pay cash for your collectibles. Yeah, not a sponsor.
We pay cash.
Anyways,
we want to buy your home.
Somebody as well. I went to Las Vegas a couple weeks ago, and I went to a dinner with a bunch of other. It was a work conference with a vendor, right? And they took us to dinner one night with a bunch of other people that work for nonprofits, and sat beside this lady that works for this. It's Space Telescope is the name of the company. They make this big space telescope that's better than the Hubble and all this stuff. So it was pretty interesting talking to her. But she, we started talking. She's like, I do D&D and all this stuff. Play D&D and I cosplay. And I said, I've got a podcast for you. Well, actually, we started talking about Disney too, and I said I've got a podcast. It's kind of weird, but we take Disney rides. And she talked about Star Wars. I said we take Disney rides and make them into Star Wars. And she's like, that's my kind of weird. I'm gonna have to check that out. So we've got two podcasts. So we got this other one's a geek. You'll have to check them out. So all I had was a card for iamGEEK, so I gave it to her, and that was. So we haven't recorded since then. So she's probably like, what happened to these guys?
But sounds like we need her to come on the show.
Yeah, she can talk about space telescopes and cosplay. She had some really cool cosplay stuff. Yeah.
That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned us at I just got back from the Great Wolf Lodge. There's one here,
nice,
like down the road from us now.
Yes.
Come join the pack. Anyway,
is it a cult?
The wolf pack?
Wolf pack. Yeah, I walked around doing that to people, and nobody would do it back.
Just go. I guess on a wolf pack of one. Did you throw that out there?
A wolf pack of one.
Not a thing.
I've never been to Great Wolf Lodge. I guess we'll start with this.
Yeah, sure.
So I didn't really know what to expect, but I was pleasantly surprised.
Well, good.
Ooh, nice.
It was pretty cool. They have like an indoor, like one building's like their hotel, and like the front of the building's like the hotel, and then you go through this one thing, like little archway thing, and it leads into the adventure park, which we'll talk about that in a minute. And then you go through the adventure park. On the other side, you go through these doors. They go into an indoor water park.
You can't have a water
park
indoors.
You can, and then you go to another set of doors, and at least they'll pull outside. But inside, there's like a lazy river. There's like tons of water slides. There's a wave pool. It's not like what I'm used to at Typhoon Lagoon, where it's like you can surf on these. It's like smaller waves.
Yeah, moving water.
Yeah, moving water, like a kids area. They have this, but we took our kids. And they loved it. I think their favorite water slide was one. It was called the Texas Twirler, but they call it the Toilet Bowl because it's like a 5-person raft. You get this one part, and you're like, looks like you're in a toilet bowl.
I actually just saw a video about that, and it's like they were showing that part, and then they showed a picture of a toilet afterwards.
It was crazy. It was intense. I tell you. Like if you didn't hold on,
it's a regular toilet too.
Yeah, if you didn't hold on tight, you could get bounced out of that thing.
Yeah.
I tell the kids, like, don't let go.
You will die.
Yeah, you'll die.
Do you want to die?
But it was really fun. But the adventure park, they had like a ropes course where you get harnessed in and you go up, and then you have to do all these like obstacles up in the air, and there's like a zip line. I don't really like heights, but the kids wanted to do it, so I'm like, let's do it. I did not think about this is made for kids. I'm not 6 foot tall grown men.
Yeah.
Because when we got to the zip line part, I was like, am I supposed to hold on? Am I supposed to? And the lady was like, you can hold on, just lean back or whatever.
Yes.
And you go around the zip line, and then there's like a little platform that you are supposed to land on.
You're supposed to
land on it.
Sounds like you didn't land.
Well, once I let go and just let the zip line, take me, I realized that the harness was pinching me in areas.
Oh, yeah, a little tight.
Very hurtful areas. So I was in pain, and then I got around in the platform, and because I'm 6 feet tall and not a child, I'm too tall. I was too tall for the platform, so my legs just smacked into it, and I sort of went face first over into the platform. I was like, my leg was like bleeding, and I'm just like, great.
Sounds like.
So then Grant came in behind me, and I was like, "Hey, are you liking this?" He's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Do you want to get off of this?" Yes. And I'm like, "Oh, good. All right. Well, I mean, if you want to get off, we'll just,
that's what you want to do.
We'll just go on back down."
Yes.
So so that was the only time we did that. We didn't do that again. Like I came out, hurting in areas and bleeding in other areas. Yeah, and then they had like a little bowling alley you could do. Nice. And they had a virtual reality, like VR place you could go to and do, which that was cool. And they had an arcade, and then they had mini golf that was underneath the
water park
ropes course.
Okay,
so people were flying overhead, and you're playing golf. And my wife's parents came with us, and they went up on the ropes course, and his hat flew off and fell on some golfers. That was funny. But then they had this thing called Magic Quest. Have you ever heard of Magic Quest?
There's one I think in Pigeon Forge, but it could be different. I don't know.
You go into the store and you pick out your
Wizard Quest. Okay, yeah.
Pick out a wand.
Yeah.
Sort of not exactly like this. They're bigger than the iamGEEK shop wands on Etsy. These are more Harry Potter, but they're thicker.
The ones at Great Wolf do not work in Savi's lightsaber.
No, but these do. The tips of them.
Yeah.
Certain ones. I should have brought mine up. It's downstairs. My Magic Quest wand. But we had this special pass, so it came with a magic wand, but you could upgrade it for like $3. So the kids upgraded theirs to fancy ones, and I just kept the normal one. But you go around to different stations all over the resort, and you go on a quest. You go on different quests, and then there's other stuff hidden on the resort that you have to find, and you have to do a spell, and it will light up, or a treasure chest will open.
Yeah. That's kind of what it was at Pigeon Forge. I remember.
Yeah, we had to fight a dragon. We had to fight a big troll. We had to fight this scary tree. And then there was like all these things you could find and make it react.
Was it that order? Like you fought the dragon and then the troll and then the tree?
It's like gets harder as you go.
Actually, yeah. It was a flower.
Decline.
It was this crazy big flower, then the dragon, then the troll, then this big scary tree.
The tree. Okay.
The reason the tree was
order.
Okay. The reason the tree was the end thing is because it had put its roots down and
took over the whole map.
Took over the whole land.
Yeah. Okay. Like Loki.
Yes, sort of.
But
it was really cool, and we kept doing it. Her parents kept doing it and got done with the whole game before we did.
Mm.
We spread it out over the few days that we were there. It was really fun. It was really cool. I was really impressed. You know, you could get these topper things, which I should have brought the kids' wands up here. The topper things you could put on to give you extra powers.
Ooh.
Like mine had like an extra shield, so I had more life. Because you could die. Like the dragon could kill you, or whatever.
Not in real life, folks.
Not in real life. Yeah,
they would not alive.
Lost one child.
And they had this stuff all like you'd just be walking and with your wand, and you would hear something go ding. Oh, you just got 500 gold. And you're like, what in the world? And it'll be like something on the ceiling that you didn't know that you activated.
Yeah.
And then my son's favorite part of it was we were sitting in the lobby waiting on something, and there's a chest in the lobby, and these kids would walk by without wands and stuff, and they would like try to figure the thing out, and then my son from across the lobby would be like, and make it activate. So the kids were like really confused, and they would call their parents over, and they're like, "Watch this," and then it wouldn't do anything. And he'd just start laughing, and then they start to walk away, and he'd make it activate, and then they'd run back. Nice, messing with all the little kids. So that was fun. But yeah, Magic Quest was really cool.
Like father, like son.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and then if you finished it, you could, which is. It's for kids, but you could do a ceremony and you become a grand
master wizard.
Oh, okay. They call them magi. And you get this certificate. And so the kids did it, and then the lady that was in charge of it was like, "Did you finish too?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Well, you get a certificate too." So I got to be in this ceremony where they dubbed me a master magi. I got the certificate now.
I mean, can you like do weddings now or something? Or what
sure,
do you get
probably.
with
that? I don't know. But it was funny when you get your wand. They say, "What do you want to name it?" So we thought they meant pick a cool name for it. You know,
it's not.
So like, well. My daughter chose Joyce for some reason. I still don't know why. the one thing, Joyce.
Nice.
He's from the carpool lane.
Yeah. And then my son didn't know what to pick, and then he chose Phaser.
Okay.
I spelled it one way. He goes, no. He goes, no. With a Z.
That's an American Gladiator right there.
Yeah. All I can think about was dodgeball when he's like, "This is Phaser and Blazer." And then I was like, I don't know, put iamGEEK. So iamGEEK is the name of my wand. And I told the person that was checking this out, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is my podcast." I'm like, "I'll probably talk about this." She's like, "Don't mention my name on your podcast."
Do it.
I don't remember her name. So then we get to the ceremony, and they're like, "Yeah, Joyce." Joyce. And the ceremony, the kids wanted their names written on the things, and they were like, "What's your wand? What name was your wand under?" So they told them. So my son was like, "My certificate says Phaser." What is just say my name? I'm like, "Well, my certificate says iamGEEK."
There you go.
And all these people were looking at me weird. So
well, that's all right.
So that was really
favorite. Fun. My son's favorite sushi is called Joyce. It's the name of a sushi roll. So it's not so terrible of a name, I suppose.
She just likes sushi.
But, yeah, so we had fun. Yeah, they wore me out. The water park, that we were there.
Yeah.
For like the morning, we did all the stuff inside. And then towards the afternoon, we did all the water park because there was less people out there.
Okay.
The first day we were there, like 5 buses pulled up with teenagers.
Ooh.
And I'm like,
no. Yeah, I don't need that.
So we waited till they were gone in the afternoon because it was a field trip. And then after that, the whole lobby was full of army people. Like all in their fatigues.
Like from Toy Story?
No, like real army. And we were like, what in the world? And then my daughter was like, "Why are you here?"
Here's my wand, Joyce.
Yeah, here's my wand, Joyce. And they're like, "We're doing a hurricane drill," and I'm like, "Oh."
So they're gonna ride the toilet bowl around.
Yeah, ride it out. Safest place to be is in the toilet bowl.
What do you do? What do you do, soldier?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The theme of the resort is it's like a lodge, right? Is it it's on the outside, it looks like a big lodge. Is it the rooms similar to like
our room
like Disney or
kids had a it was like a campy feel, like lodge feel. And then the kids' room, there was a bunk bed room, and it looked like sort of the Magic Quest thing. It had all the runes all over the wall.
Oh, cool.
And this like ghosty like wolf thing. And then the lights were like we got clouds.
Oh, cool.
So when you saw it, you're like, this is my room.
Well, I was like, this room's cool. And then my son was like, I don't want to sleep in here. And I'm like, what? He goes, I want to sleep in your room with you guys. And I'm like, no.
You go ahead. I'll stay in this room.
So I made him sleep in
switch with you.
Yeah, I was like, this room's cool. You got the cool room. So the rooms are cool.
Nice.
It didn't have it was weird, like when we go to Disney, like a lot of our rooms have microwaves, but I guess hotels have stopped doing that or something because there was one microwave in the ice room down the hallway. So I went down to use it because I was like, I want to heat up a sandwich. So I went down to use it, and when you opened the door, it smelled like everything that you can microwave thrown in the microwave at once.
Yeah, not a fan of community microwaves.
No.
So bad. I was like, oh,
never mind.
Yeah, I'm sure they're a hazard to have in the rooms because people don't know how to use them properly. So it's a liability. But
yeah. It was a fun trip though.
Good.
I highly recommend it. If you have one in the area, and I think they do day passes. So if you live in an area that has one, you could just do a day pass and just go to the water park.
That's cool. Yeah.
Do Magic Quest, ropes course.
Yeah.
If you're over 6 feet tall or 6 feet tall, I don't recommend the ropes course. But yeah, it was fun. So I talked about that longer than I thought I was going to.
Well, I stayed in a hotel in Las Vegas. That was really cool too. It's at the Venetian Resort in Las Vegas, and I didn't realize how fancy the rooms were going to be, and I kind of felt bad afterwards that my company was paying for it. I was like, "Oops!" But the conference was at the hotel. If I hadn't stayed there, I would have walked more than the 20,000 steps I already did. So it had to be. But anyways, walked in the room, and it's got 2 double beds or 2 queen beds, and then you keep going and you step down into a little den, and there's a couch and another TV because there's a TV with the beds, and when you go to the window, you can see the sphere, the Vegas sphere out there. It's just right there, and you can watch all the different things that goes through the cycles. There's buttons on the wall to close the drapes or close the sheer curtain. You can't do it manually. You have to use the buttons. There's one by the bed and one kind of on the way down to the den, I guess you'd call it.
Fancy.
It was crazy. That place was huge. You had to walk through the crappy part about being at a casino is you have to walk through a casino with all the cigarette smoke and it's just terrible. But otherwise, the Venetian's really cool. It has a mall and lots of food choices and the Sphere's there, which the Sphere, we did go to the Sphere as part of the conference and saw Gwen Stefani and Leon Bridges and some DJ I've never heard of, but and it was all right.
She called you a bunch of nerds?
She called us a bunch of tech people.
Oh, tech people.
Hey, you tech people.
You tech people.
And I said we prefer to be called nerds. But we sat pretty far up where we had to wait to get tickets and all this. It's big to do. It took an hour to get tickets. It was ridiculous. They were free, but we ended up kind of high up, and I don't think we got the best experience, but it was cool. Like because she doesn't normally have concerts there, they didn't have a program for her, so they had some pre-built stuff that they would do, and it moved around a little bit, and you're like, ooh, it's like and then all of a sudden it was just a static image, except for things would move in the background, and then there were screens where it was her face, so you could see her a little better because it was pretty far away. I sent y'all some videos. We were pretty high up there. But it was cool. She sang a few at the beginning, and we're like, let's head out of here because it's going to get crazy. It holds 20,000 people, so and there's basically one way in that place, one way out, one way out. So it was. I mean, granted, there's multiple ways to get up and down. These huge escalators, like the tallest escalators I've ever been on. You're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so high up right now. But once you get down there, it's like you really just have one way to get out, to go back through the hotel and all this stuff. And so we got out of there early, and we're glad we did because I don't think we missed much. Gwen Stefani's getting up there in age, and she's she can still sing okay, but you can tell a difference in her voice, of course. I mean, she's got to be in her 50s, if not. Yeah. Because she's just a little bit older than us, probably. But that was kind of fun.
How much money did you win?
I won 0 and didn't lose 0. I lost 0 as well, so it didn't play anything.
Outcome for Vegas.
Yeah, we were only there for a few days. We basically ate, and we went to a movie one night, and
which we'll be talking about here.
We're going to talk about the movie, so I won't talk about that too much. But we didn't do a whole lot. The cab driver on the way in, though, he's like, "What are you all here for?" And we're like, "Oh, for work." And are you going to do some things while you're here? And we said, "I don't know yet." And we said, "Do you have any suggestions?" And that was a bad question to ask. He said, "Well, I can tell you where to get some. We can get you some massages." Get some girls sent to your room.
Oh, this is family friendly here.
Yeah, it was. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
He said, "Do y'all want to stop and get some alcohol before you go to your?" I'm like, no.
He's like, yes, stop right here. We need to get out.
You could have said, "We're a bunch of nerds," and be like, "Oh."
So you do want the women? Okay,
you do.
So the one thing that I did wish we could have done or knew about or thought about beforehand. Was we drove by the BattleBots arena, which is just a big warehouse. It's nothing fancy, but it's they had just started that week when we were there, and we could have gone and seen something. The seats were pretty expensive, and you would have to sit kind of far away. And I was like, it's probably better on TV anyways. It's probably not as exciting. As most sporting events are more exciting on TV.
A lot of waiting.
A lot of waiting, and you really probably can't see as well because you're trying to watch it on a small screen that's far away and maybe see things, and it's pretty loud. And so oh well, didn't get to do that, but that's all right. But yeah, it was a decent trip.
Cool.
I actually had a little stay somewhere too.
Oh.
Yes, I forgot about this.
I did.
This is very geeky.
Yes, very geeky. It was my wife and my anniversary. 20 years. 20 years.
Congratulations.
My brain doesn't work anymore because it's been 20 years. And so we're just like we didn't want to it was like in the middle of the week. We're like, let's find something a little fun to do, kind of around where we live and everything. Not do a big trip, just do like a little tiny vacation. And in Mckinney, there is an Airbnb that is a Hobbit House.
Oh yes,
yes,
be one of those.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like out in the middle, like nowhere, like farmland or whatever. And the lot itself has like several different like Airbnb places that you can rent out. There's like a big house and a couple of small buildings, and then the Hobbit House is in the back. And like you go through like the this little kind of tunnel, and at the beginning of the tunnel, if I can find this real quick to remember what it said, because I want to be sure I get this right. It's got a little sign that says no admittance except on party business.
Nice. I like it.
Just like Lord of the Rings. It's nice. There's like 3 little cats that are around. It's fun. But you get to it's got the giant wooden like circular door to a Hobbit house, and it's heavy. Like it's really heavy.
Nice.
Like you like pulling it open, and like it's just a latch on the outside. So on the inside, it's got the little hook latches. So it's like 6 or 7 of them that you're like getting in to shut it. And the door itself, I mean, it's like, I mean, it looks like they made it. it's really nice, but there are these like little holes in it, like little knots and stuff. So it was kind of ended up being like glamping a little bit because I mean the outside could come inside if it really wanted to, and there's a couple spiders and little things like that. So it wasn't real bad, but you had a little like wooden table. It looked like it was like chopped off of a tree, so it had a big like a hole in it, and thought you could sit down. And they had a TV with like Amazon Prime, and it had like all the Lord of the Rings.
Don't
have
Amazon Prime
or
televisions.
It's a little up to date Hobbit House. But I mean, we put Lord of the Rings
so
on.
You were right at home.
Yeah, I was right at home. We put Lord of the Rings on. We brought some like little board games and sat down.
That was your trip then. If you put Lord of the Rings on, that was your whole trip.
That was it.
You just sat in front of the TV for however many hours.
We didn't really watch it. It was just on. Played games and stuff. But and then we went to Bonefish Grill, got some food to go from there, and brought it there. I had fish and chips. It felt natural. Yes. It felt like a good thing to do.
You should have had rabbit.
Yeah, they didn't have conies. They didn't have any conies.
Potatoes.
Stew and mash them. Throw them in a stew. But the fun, like they had a bathroom that was like there was a big like round like entryway into that, which was really cool, and the floor was all like stones, like marble stones and stuff like that. Had a big wooden bathtub that you could use if you wanted to. Wow. And they had like a little tea set, and they had a microwave. I don't know. They had a microwave.
Nice.
But the funny thing is, like, I felt like Gandalf in there because it's a Hobbit house. It's got a short roof. So most of the time I'm just kind of like this with my head to the side or down. And so, I mean, you get up, go to the bathroom, and you're just kind of looking straight down because that's all you can do. But, it was funny. It was like I definitely recommend it if you're in the McKinney, Texas area looking for an Airbnb.
Or in East Tennessee, they have them in Chattanooga area and some others. They've got a whole set of them, like you can do. So they're all
somewhere in the Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area too.
Yeah, I think they've got them there. Everybody's doing them these days.
This is specifically called the Lovers Hobbit House.
Oh,
it's only for like two people. Only two people can stay there. Yeah, you can't bring kids there. I mean, it's a small little place, but
it's only for lovers.
Very nice. Only for lovers.
You spend a short time there.
I've spent a very short time there.
Well, we're about 30 minutes in, so let's get to the news. Epic Universe had its grand opening today.
Wow.
Epic.
And crowds were not that bad, is what I've heard. Except for one ride. Most rides are 25-minute wait.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Ministry of Magic, 300 minutes.
Nope.
That's
5 hours.
Not doing it. That's a half a day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, so if you got in line at 9, you'd get out of line like at 2.
Not doing it.
Something like that. So why would you pay that much money to go to someplace and then spend half the day?
No.
Yeah. Standing in one line.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's crazy.
But the waits have been longer during the previews, right? Because they seem to let a lot of people in.
They said it was 300
stress
minutes.
testing or something.
Yeah. They said it was 300 minutes. Well, originally they had the thing where you get a time on the app. And then they got rid of that.
Okay.
Now it's just
virtual queue.
No more virtual queue. It's just standby line. Which the ride was not designed for virtual queues, but they were trying it out, and it was an epic fail. It was an epic fail.
Epic fail.
So they decided to go to standby lines for grand opening, and they said that the sign would only go up to 300 minutes.
Perfect. All we planned for.
So it could have been a lot longer than 300 minutes.
Well, they were saying 300 minutes last week too at some points, and they said it actually ended up being a lot less than that. So it's always an estimation. They can't know the future, how long it's going to take.
Yeah. But it's crazy that one ride was that much and everything else was 25 minutes.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
People that were there said, the crowds were way less than they thought, which makes sense because the way they did tickets was like if to go to opening, you had to buy a 3 park pass.
Right.
So I'm sure a lot of people are like, no.
It's also like the week. I mean, a lot of people are getting like their kids are getting done with school like this week.
Yeah.
So it's like,
which is, and that's fine.
Not be traveling right now.
And a lot of the influencers already went,
right?
But they were there again today,
of course.
But they had this big press thing the days leading up to it, the couple days leading up to it. They had all these celebrities out. And everything that I've seen is another way to use epic is that it was an epic fail. Because first off, they had Howie Mandel there to promote America's Got Talent. And the person interviewing, he just like ripped him a new one.
Well, he's like, you're the host of America's Got Talent.
He goes, no,
like,
that's
I'm not
Terry
the
Crews.
It's
not me. And then he started ripping him a new one over and over. And then he had about some other stuff. And they finally cut away from him. And then the guy that was in charge, like the head CEO of Universal, they asked him. They were in front of the new Harry Potter Fantastic Beast area, and they said, "Oh, what house are you?" And or what's your favorite house?
Oh yeah.
And he said, "Oh, well, since I'm a hippogriff, probably hippogriff."
Yes, I saw a post somebody made that said they announced a new house.
Hippogriff house.
They let it slip out.
So that was a little rough because the guy that's like in charge of everything, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm a hippogriff."
Yeah,
so people were like, "Did he mean Gryffindor? Or did he mean Hufflepuff? Or is he just in his own house?"
He was nervous. Come on, leave him. Give him a break.
That's his favorite mythical creature,
I guess. So everybody's loving the park, but that whole press thing was crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. But the park looks great. Hopefully, I can go one day and just check it out. The Dark Universe looks fantastic. Lots of good. There's the park as a whole. Lots of good character interactions. Which is what we've sort of been missing from Disney.
Well, time will tell if they keep them, right?
Yeah. But I think that's one of the things that's really cool about this park is all the character interactions. That's not just standing in line to get an autograph,
right?
But they're roaming around,
right?
So, that's cool.
But so we'll see how it happens. But so it was today. So there we go. It's open now.
There it is. Everybody go to Epic Universe.
Yeah, they also Disney on the other side of town previewed their new villain show. I don't know if you guys saw any clips of that.
Didn't see it.
No.
It was okay. The coolest thing about it is the person. I know the person who's playing Captain Hook.
Yeah.
Former Starcruiser person. So that was cool seeing him doing something. But he's also on All Ears.
Yeah.
Sage.
Speaking of Disney, we didn't talk about this before. A new Disney park is coming to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
A park that none of us will ever visit.
It's an indoor park that will cost lots of money. But let them go over there.
But so basically, Disney's not the one paying for it. They're just licensing.
Yeah. So it could be really out there. Could be awesome. But
we'll
never gonna go.
Not
on my radar.
A lot of these places overseas. I mean, like Warner Brothers and like there's like a big like Justice League thing. There's a bunch of cool stuff over there, but like just never going.
Their regulations are a lot different too, right? Their rides can be really crazy and scary. So, like the safety measures are a bit different, it seems. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've watched some videos. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's no way I'd even. There's plenty in America that I won't ride. I get it, but some of those are really wacky.
It goes backwards, never.
And let's see. Also in the news today, Battlefront 2 is making a comeback.
Yes.
Star Wars
Ooh.
Battlefront
So
2.
happy.
People are back playing because they want Battlefront 3. They're like, we'll show you how much we want it by playing the old one.
Yeah.
But to me, probably like they're like, oh, they're still playing the old one, so we'll just keep that one.
True.
That's spending money. That's great.
But they're also creating all these articles and posts about let's get 3, and they're the hope is that they'll drum up enough interest that people they'll I mean, because there's also an opportunity for those makers to make a new game and make money, possibly. EA has lost their license for it, so it could be anybody that makes the next Star Wars game.
That could be a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, but there's a lot of opportunities, right? We've got planets from Andor, we've got Mandalorian planets, we've got
Skeleton Crew,
Apocalypse. What's Acolyte? Not Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
I don't know.
Acolyte.
What's that one?
Acolyte.
I don't remember that one.
It's this one with Muppets, I think. I don't really know.
Yeah, it is that Muppets.
So
underground kind of like feeling to it.
Acolyte. But yeah, there's a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not cheap to do, but. But
So
EA is making their next Battlefield game, which I didn't really ever play those. I played a couple of them; they're okay, but it would be a while if they were going to make a new Battlefront game. And they've got the formula, so it seems like it'd be easy enough. They don't have to do a lot.
Yeah, I wondered if
people
it could be Battlefront, or it like they may not have the license, but they may still have the namesake, so they may have to. I
think that was the thing. They didn't have a license to make anything Star Wars anymore. It was a 10-year license, and it's up. So it could be anybody could take that if they wanted to. But you also, it's a very probably difficult thing to take, and you have this responsibility to make it good. And if it stinks, then you're going to hear it from all the nerds, right? And it could be a huge failure, and not. So it's a lot of pressure. I guess that's the word I'm trying to think of to make something good, and especially when something was so good. Squadrons did pretty well, but it just kind of fell off. But Battlefront's been the thing that's been great.
Yeah. All right. Well,
and supposedly you can still play Battlefront 1. The newer generation ones.
We play it. Yeah, we have it on our Xbox.
Yeah.
We play both
Team
of them.
Fortress. It's never
online still. Yeah. Team.
We don't play online, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you could. Yeah. So, anyways,
cool. All right,
we did it.
Now to the thing we're all here to talk about.
Cupcakes.
The 3 of us actually all saw a movie.
Yes.
So around the same movie.
Yeah.
The same movie. We thought, hey, we've all seen it.
We should talk
about it. Yeah. Which could lead into something else. Because we'll go ahead and mention this. We are returning. Well, 2 of us.
No.
Wonder who isn't.
Are returning to Comic Palooza this year. We are doing a live show. So
wow.
Comic Palooza in June.
Come see who's not going to be there.
Yeah, come see who's
not going to find out who won't be there.
Wonder who it'll be. Patron?
Probably.
But this year the lineup is stacked. There's going to be people from Star Wars. There's going to be people
Resident Alien,
Mythbuster.
Also, Resident Alien has an actor that's both in Star Wars and Resident Alien. So that's
pretty much every Disney movie.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about the lineup this year for Comic Palooza. So check that out, and we'll be there. Get your tickets now.
Cheech and Chong will be there.
Yeah, there we go.
That's all you need.
Not just Cheech, not just Chong, but both of them.
Cheech and Chong.
But tonight, we all 3 got to see the Thunderbolts. Special preview of it. Not really. It
came out
at our local movie theater. I should have had the red. I got the popcorn bucket, the Red Guardian.
They didn't have any when I went.
Oh, you should put that on.
They had the Snow White bucket. Could have gotten that.
It doesn't fit my head. I'd have to carve out part of it to get it to fit on my head.
It mostly fits your head.
Yeah. It like sits like it looks like I have this big like
cone head
thing.
But you look just like him though when you put it on.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Just like him.
My
beard's not long enough.
And I went through a drive-through, and I gave the woman my card, and it's a Captain America like Visa or whatever. I gave it to her. She's like, "Oh, cool card. Have you seen the Thunderbolts movie?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I liked it." Like, "Oh yeah, because you look like John Walker."
It's true.
I was like, "Yep, I looked like the bargain."
That's
Captain
your cosplay
America.
this year for
look like the guy from Up as Captain America.
Yeah.
Yes.
You.
Yep, that's me.
There you go.
I was like, my brother though, he looks like the Red Guardian.
Yeah.
I mean, sort of.
Like with the mask on, you could look.
With the mask on, it's
pretty
hey,
it's me. I'm Russian.
Just like him. Like, what, Red Guardian? He's here?
Oh, what's a bit in the Wheaties box?
That almost sounds like a better Watto than your normal.
Hey, it's me.
What are you thinking? Hey,
it's me, Watto the Red Guardian.
What do you think you are, the Red Guardian?
I'm horrible. Impressions. Anyway, so we all saw Thunderbolts, but that's what we were talking about.
Yes, Thunderbolts with an asterisk.
With an asterisk. And are we doing spoilers?
Yeah.
Right, spoilers.
Like
in
been
3,
like a month,
2, 1. I was so upset that I saw a spoiler to the movie before the weekend it came out. Like the day it came out, I think. Marvel released, oh yeah, by the way, they're not the Thunderbolts, they're the new Avengers. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why wouldn't you wait a week? Sorry, that's my little rant.
I think it was waited a week. I think it was the next day.
It was the next
day.
Yeah.
They could have waited a week.
Yeah, all the billboards changed, posters changed in all the movie theaters.
And the thing that gets me though is because, for a long time with Marvel, you're like, you gotta watch the day of spoilers. But then there was the dark ages of Marvel where it's like nobody cared. Like there's like true. Yeah, there's not gonna be any spoilers really. And there wasn't really any spoilers for a long time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know what you could have spoiled, really. I don't know.
I mean, they basically spoiled the Captain America movie because it was on the trailers.
Yeah, on the trailer. So nobody went into this thinking we better watch this like the first showing because if we don't, it's going to be spoiled the next day. And then it was spoiled the next day. That oh yeah, by the way, yeah, by the company that made it. That's this is poor. Poor planning on their part.
Yes. I'm guessing they did it because it was just like, okay, we're going to get some butts and some seats throughout the new Avengers. People are going to be like, oh, what? I mean, Thunderbolts, but it's new Avengers. Okay, I'll go see Avengers movie.
It just made me mad. It made me about not go see it. I was about like, I'm just going to wait. But then Chris was like, no, it's okay. There's still stuff.
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
I thought the movie was. Yeah, I thought the movie was really well done.
Yeah.
I thought so too. It was very enjoyable. It was a fun movie.
Yeah. And it sort of had all that almost perfect balance of comedy and action and sort of like drama.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool. I liked that the main focus was sort of on dealing with depression. And I thought they did a good job of how they described it and went about it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I mean, it was. I mean, there were big stakes, but they didn't like. It wasn't like over the top. Like it was. It was still very personal stakes, which I think worked really well. And it didn't rely heavily on like big effects and everything. I mean, there's definitely effects there. It's a Marvel movie, but it wasn't like here's a character. It's all CG, and like it's going to be all CG the whole time.
Yeah.
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. That's my bedtime. I thought they did. I thought that all the actors that did great. I did get spoiled that who died at the beginning. That got spoiled for me too, because I just saw this clip of like all these people going in and cosplay. I was like, oh, that's cool. Look, all these people going in and cosplay that dressed up from characters from the movie. And then before I could switch it, it flipped to them coming out of the movie, dragging one of them like a dead body. And I was like, well, I guess they die.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, no one was upset that character died.
Yes, true.
It wasn't the best version of that character that they could have put out before.
Well,
so
you don't have to worry about her anymore.
No one cared about it. It was sad. I like the character in the comics. It's a great character in the comics, but it just didn't work in the movies.
Yeah. But Sentry or
Bob.
Which I think that actor, all he plays is Bob's, right? He was in that Maverick movie, and his name was Bob.
Wow.
And I think he was in something else, and his name was Bob.
Yeah, all IMDb, just Bob.
Yeah.
Bob.
I
Robert.
thought that. Yeah, I thought that was. I thought they did a fantastic job with him.
Yeah, no, he did really good. And he's Bill Pullman's son.
Yeah.
What?
Found that out. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he's Bill Pullman's son, and then Wyatt Russell is
Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell's son. Two Nepo babies. It's awesome.
So, and then they did, but Sentry has a counterpart, sort of, which is the Void.
Mm-hmm.
And they did really excellent job.
Oh, it was devastating. People.
Oh yeah.
Like,
when that little girl
really
just got,
cool.
yeah. I was like, oh,
what is this? The end game again? What's going on? Or whatever, like, or the Infinity Wars, whatever's going on. I was just like, surely, what? And then once everybody started disappearing, I was like, okay, they're all gonna come back somehow. All right.
No, everybody did.
But yeah, it was just like, wow.
Which is the thing, like the whole, all that's happening. This is the thing that sort of drives me crazy about Marvel Universe. I guess other heroes are off doing stuff, but like this catastrophe happens, and then all the heroes that we know, nowhere to be seen.
Right.
All the heroes that live in New York that we've seen before.
Yeah. Well,
nowhere to be found. Like
yeah.
Spider-Man, which I get. Spider-Man's owned by Sony and stuff, but Daredevil.
Sure.
Well, I mean, he couldn't, like, it was dark anyway. He couldn't see.
What did it was dark?
I can't tell what's going on.
So Chris and I talked about this, and I guess we can talk about it now. So when they, at the end of the movie, they're announced as the new Avengers.
Right.
Yes.
They snuck them in, like, or forced them into this thing. Like, they go behind this curtain, all of a sudden they're on the stage. And it's like, the new Avengers, my new team.
Yeah. And then I have not got to see the new Captain America.
I have not either.
Movie.
They did mention the Red Hulk at one point.
Yeah, they mentioned the Red Hulk.
Yeah.
You can see them rebuilding something that I guess he destroys in the background of one scene, I think. But then, because I asked Chris, I was like, so I didn't see the movie. I always just want to call him Falcon.
Sam.
I'm like, is he just a jerk now? Because at this in credit scene, they're like, oh, he's going to sue us for the rights to be the Avengers. I'm like, so is he a jerk now?
Yeah. Why would they sue them? Yeah, that was kind of weird.
So basically, I mean, spoilers for Captain America, I guess, if you care or not.
I've seen the trailers.
You've seen the trailers, seen the movie. I mean, it's basically a kind of back and forth between him and the government and trusting the government and all this stuff. And at one point, the president, which is, he turns into the Red Hulk. But before that, he's like, I want you to put together the Avengers. That's how he talks.
We're short round.
We're short round. I'm just angry. I'm just angry at everything. So he wants them to put the Avengers together. And he's like, I don't know, man. We tried this before. And you guys wanted to control us. He's like, we'll be that way. And so by the end of the movie, he's just by the end of the movie, he's like, maybe I do. Maybe I need to put the team together again. But he's going to do it like his own way and everything. And government's not going to be involved. In this, government is very much involved. I mean, they kind of have a little bit more control over it because they got, like, was it Valentina?
They own her now, is what
they own her now. But I guess, and he doesn't like that. Of course, like he's got a history with John Walker, which so I'm guessing he's really kind of against that. And a lot of the people that are on the team, he probably doesn't approve of.
Sure, they're the anti-heroes.
Bucky,
Yeah.
Bucky, they're friends. They're like best friends. Maybe not. I didn't see the other movie.
Bucky is in the movie like 2 minutes. So and at that point, he's becoming like a senator for some reason.
Yeah.
Really don't know why. It's just like, this guy like killed the king of Wakanda, right? We want him in the government. Sure, yeah, why not? Let's put him in the government.
Why not?
I mean, have you seen the government?
I mean, I guess it works. So that was just a weird thing. I mean, that almost like immediately kind of gets taken away from in this movie. It's just like, yeah, I can't do that. I can't be the government. I got to do my own thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, yes, please don't be a senator anymore. You don't have the hair for it.
Yeah. But that led us to another question. Because people keep saying, well, these guys can't be the Avengers because they don't have powers for most of them. But then I was talking to Chris. I'm like, don't they have as much or as more powers as the original Avengers?
Pretty much the original Avengers. I mean, you got Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Yeah, they're just regular humans,
regular people.
Yeah, have a good shot. And
it seems like all of them can just take these hits that are ridiculous, like fall into the ground and walls and things, and just get right back up.
Yeah, you got Captain America,
Avengers,
the original Captain America, who is super soldier. But you have two super soldiers on the new Avengers, Thunderbolts.
You got U.S. Agent and
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian.
I mean,
and then you've got Sentry when he has his powers is the most powerful one of them all. If he can control them.
Yeah, basically replace the Hulk and Thor.
And then you have the person, what's her name that turns invisible?
Ghost, which, I mean, if you think about like Ant-Man being on the Avengers, I mean...
it was a technological disappearance.
So
but still, I mean, like you said,
she can go intangible for a minute.
He's not really an ant.
Yeah, so on the original Avengers, the only people that had powers were Captain America,
Thor,
and Hulk.
Maybe.
I mean, Iron Man had a suit.
Well, he has a count. He's pretty human. Take away the suit, he's just like the other guys. So I think it's evenly balanced, pretty much.
Sure.
I mean, it's I mean, there have been worse Avengers in the comics. So I mean, I think they could work.
The argument is null and void.
Yeah,
you heard it here, folks.
As long as the void doesn't show up, then you're good.
But they handled that whole thing about him dealing with depression. I thought,
so
well.
Oh yeah, it's done really well.
When they went inside of the void or whatever.
And I gotta say, the highlight person in the movie for me was Yelena.
Yes, fantastic.
So good.
Job.
Yes, so good. Such a good actress and such a good character.
She actually jumped off that building at the beginning.
Yes, she
wow.
She said she wanted to do it, and they're like, no. And she said, no, I'm doing it. And she did it.
She did it.
She's like, it's my house.
And there's a little nod to the void in that opening scene that if you go back and watch, you can see the shadows on the walls.
Mm-hmm.
Where he had voided out some people.
She saves the guinea pig.
Saves the guinea pig. Yeah, good movie. And then there was another... Well, the part of the other end credit scene was we see the Fantastic Four ship come in.
Yes, which I mean, if you look at the credits, you'll know it's coming.
Yeah, because the music.
Because when they're listening to music, they're like Fantastic Four theme song.
Yeah, like where's that?
We haven't heard anything Fantastic Four yet.
So, when we were walking out of the movie, this guy came up to us and we didn't understand what he said at first, but we finally understood. And he said, do you understand what that means at the end?
Hey, you guys, come here. You know what that means?
Like there's Fantastic Four is coming. I don't know. And he's like, no, man, they lost to Doomsday.
Like, oh no, they didn't lose to Doomsday.
No,
right. I
lost to Galactus.
Yeah, and that's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, okay.
I mean, I think you just got mixed up. But I mean, that's my theory for the Fantastic Four movie is that they basically end up losing to Galactus, but Reed somehow like merges their world into the multiverse, and it starts to collide with other multiverses, causing the thing. What do they call it from in Doctor Strange? That thing. Yeah, that thing. I can't think of the word. That thing you
guy in Vegas, you're wrong.
Guy in Vegas.
You know nothing.
I don't even know. It was so confusing, though. I didn't know what he was trying to say.
One of the best jokes of the movie was cut out of the movie.
Oh yes,
it was in the end credit. It was supposed to be in the end credit scene.
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
Bucky looks at the ship coming down, and he says, "I'm probably gonna get it wrong." He says, "What's number 4?" And then Walker goes, "Do you mean like what's and then the number 4, or do you mean what's the number 4?" They cut it out.
Yeah,
the actors were very disappointed. They said, "We love that line."
That's funny.
That was filmed though by the Russos on the set of Doomsday. So that was filmed recently.
What's number 4?
What's number 4? It's the title of the podcast.
I thought it was going to be Joyce and the Thunderbolts, but
that's even better.
I don't know if you can have an asterisk.
Yes.
Have an asterisk.
Yes, we'll do it.
Joyce and the Thunderbolts.
Should Joyce have an asterisk, or should
or maybe both?
Front and back.
Which is funny because my daughter wanted to be on the show tonight.
No,
she's like, "I'm going to come," and I'm like, "Well, we don't have it set up tonight. We'll do it a different night." And she said, "Grant has been on it." And Grant was like, "What?" And then he goes, "Oh, that's the time I came in and they were recording. And I just hid behind him."
Yeah, right. Charlie, technically, he has been on the show.
Yeah, technically, he was hiding behind. Oh, cool.
What was the other end credit scene? Was in the grocery store.
Guardian standing in the cereal aisle.
Yeah,
and he's all clean cut now.
Wheaties.
He goes, "Oh, what are you trying? You want to try some?" Hey, you want to try some Wheaties?
Just like that.
Box.
The Wheaties is good.
I wonder why he shaved his beard off, though. That was kind of weird to me.
He was just clean cut.
Wasn't real clean. I feel like the mustache was all crazy looking. If I remember right.
It's clean cut for Guardian.
Gotcha.
He wants the ladies now because he's on the Wheaties box. He's got to get the ladies. He's got to shave, grow his hair out.
Or maybe it's his disguise. He grows it when he's Guardian. Pushes it out.
Part of his power.
Which reminds me, we watched the old Superman the other day. We watched a lot of Antenna TV, and they have a series of shows they show. It'll be like the old Batmans, and then they'll show old Supermans, which is always funny because the Superman he seems like an old man on the ones from the 60s or whatever. Yeah, I guess
George Reeves.
Yeah, I think so. But it was the wedding of Superman, and it was all a dream. It seems like. It was really weird because he tells her that he's Superman and he's Clark Kent or whatever in the dream, her dream. So then when she wakes up, she runs over and like hugs Clark Kent, and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And
whoa.
Hey, lady.
It was weird.
You get so handsy with me.
I don't know.
Well, there we go. We've talked about everything. We've decided that we're going to talk about Andor on our other show, Living with the Landspeeder.
Yeah.
Because Chris has not seen it. He doesn't care.
And it fits on a Star Wars podcast.
Yeah. So we'll talk about Andor over there.
We're on a Star Wars podcast.
Yeah. So check us out on Living with the Landspeeder. Hopefully next week.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
So. We'll see.
I don't know. Anyways, I think we're I think we're good. I think we're done. Good. We're back.
Yep.
Come see 2 of us at Comic-Palooza, and then write angry things at the other one for not being there.
Tweet at us. Instagram us. DM us.
You stink, Catron. I mean, whoever's not going to be there. I don't know.
Yeah, you're just throwing out a random name.
Maybe we can do like a cardboard cutout of you, or like a flat Stanley, flat Catron.
I'll send Stormtrooper with you.
We can carry on a flat Catron.
Flat Stanley. Forgot about that book.
What if there's a way we can live stream you in?
Probably.
You could be there with us, but not be there with us.
But not be, yeah.
But be there with us.
I don't know if that would be real good entertainment or not, but definitely could do that.
Just set maybe phone up next to the mic.
Yeah, we could do that. Guys down here.
Hey guys.
Like, I need to leave, and you come back, you're just in like a robe and no pants, eating cereal.
What's going on?
Hey, sorry, this is what's going on. What are we doing?
Anyways, so we'll be there, and we'll be back in a couple weeks here, maybe.
Yes,
yeah.
The plan.
Next week with the Land Speeder. Check out iamGEEK Shop for all your Kyber Crystal and Harry Potter style wand needs. If you need any travel, I can still help with that. At Ryan at uponastartravel.com, specializing in Disney parks, Universal parks, and cruises. And see you next time on I Am Geek.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Joyce.